Right then, welcome back to the channel. You'd be like, oh my god, where are you now? I'm at Wythenshawe, Costa del Wythenshawe. Stretford Paddock FC have got a game. I will throw a link if you want to stream this, because the game is streamed. All our games are live on Twitch if you want to come and support the club. See if I know what I'm talking about, if I'm full of shit. But there's a big update, a massive update actually, about Benjamin Šeško. What's going on? Well, Newcastle have sent in an improved bid. United have sent in an improved bid. My lads are just warming up, actually, just over there. So I thought I'd try and get this video out before we have to kick our game off. So we're both stuck in a bid. Now, what's really interesting about this is Newcastle's bid's around about €5 million higher than United's. But the really interesting thing about this is United were only supposed to be putting a bid in if we got the nod and the wink off the player. Nice. So does that mean we've had the nod and the wink off the player, and does that mean that we are in a position where we think he's going to accept ours, and what's the connotations for that with our bid being lower than Newcastle's? So yesterday Newcastle submitted a bid which they upped to €80 million guaranteed, with another 10 million in add-ons. United's is €75 million with 10 million in add-ons. So theirs is €90 million, ours is €85 million. David Ornstein, the Oracle, has said United have submitted. United are offering 85 million, Newcastle 9 million. In add-on terms, that estimation varies. He says Sesko is believed to favour United, and that the United only bid once Leipzig and the player interest lined up. So United have put this bid in semi-expecting it to be accepted, I think. And we kind of believe that the player wants us, which is the whole reason that we've put this bid in. Now, this is a hilarious window if you're just observing Newcastle United, richest club in the world. They're losing Isaac. They thought they were getting Mbumo. They thought they were getting Cunha. They thought they were getting Benjamin Šeško. I mean, they still might. It might not still align, but it's hilarious how bad this window has gone for them. Isaac obviously forcing a move. They're going to have like a Garnacho situation going off with him, it seems. But what's the deal with this lower bid then from United? And is that a potential drama, do we think? Well, United's delay and the lower bid, it might seem odd, but I think the theory is quite sound. United didn't want to get drawn into overpaying, even though I do think we are overpaying with the money that we're being talked about here. And we didn't want to get into a bidding war with Newcastle, because they, you know, as they keep reminding everybody, they are the richest club in the world. So Newcastle threw money at the situation early. They're obviously consigned to losing Isaac, which means that they are desperate for a number 9 that's going to score them some goals this season. United have just done the due diligence. Now, I'm wondering how much Christopher Weevil has been involved in this and his influence on this one. But if he wants us, then it almost doesn't matter what our bid is going to be, providing that he's prepared to say no to Newcastle. And the €5 million valuation is so close that it might just be one of them where either United are able to come up, or Leipzig are able to come down and accept that. Right now, both bids haven't been rejected or accepted, it seems. They are with Leipzig for their evaluation. Leipzig have removed Sesko from first team training, which is a massive indication about what's about to go down. And it seems like the decision is going to come down to Sesko just indicating which of the two sides he wants to go and join. It almost looks certain that he's going to join either Newcastle or United. It just matters now which one that's going to be. Now, Newcastle might panic and throw a mad salary at him, because obviously we are in negotiations about that. That could still change things. But as it stands, it seems like he wants Manchester United. United seem like they've only put the bid in on the basis of us anticipating a bid being accepted. We've obviously prioritised Sesko over Watkins, even though my personal preference would have been that we still went for Watkins. But it seems like we've prioritised going for Sesko over Watkins. The reason for that, not 100% sure, I'm going to be honest with you. But that seems like what we're doing. Maybe we felt like we could take a bit more of a risk with the striker, and we didn't necessarily need to go with Premier League proven, because we've already got 2 Premier League proven forwards. So a risky third option And yes, it's probably a little bit of a look at longer term sort of striking option rather than Watkins, who would need to be replaced. People talk about Watkins needs to be replaced in 2 years. I don't think so. I think he was getting 4, 5 maybe out of him. Sesko's a little bit different. Good in the air. Very good in the air. But my instinct would have been still go with Watkins, because this is such an important season. You can't afford a settling-in period. You can't afford a settling-in period for Sesko, even if it is us that gets him, because Amorim's not going to be here. Amorim needs to, United need to be good right now this season. And I don't know what that means. I don't know if there's internally been some targets set. If you win the league, is he safe? Clearly. If you come second, is he safe? I would expect so. Same for third or fourth, I would expect. But then if it's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, where does the line get drawn? What would end up being an acceptable or successful season for Ruben Amorim? And I don't think you can allow, we've got a new striker and he's just settling in. That's not going to wash. He's going to cost 85 million euros. He needs to hit the ground and be effective immediately. You're not going to get excused if he doesn't score the goals. If he looks good but doesn't score the goals, it's not going to matter, because you're not going to get the points that you need to be considered successful. So it's almost like he has to be successful this season to buy time to continue building a project. It's almost like an old school arcade game where you have to get through the time checkpoints to be able to continue the race. If we're not in the top half of the table, he's going to time out and they're going to bin him and they're going to bring someone else in and they're going to reset the project. That's my belief. That's how I think it's going to end up going down. So when people say, but you'd have to replace Sesko in a couple of years. Yeah, cool. So not Sesko, sorry. If you'd have to replace Watkins in a couple of years. Yeah, cool. Because I think if you're not successful, you're going to have to replace a lot of this squad regardless anyway. So it's almost a case of let's be successful. This is my opinion. Almost be successful with Ruben Amorim this season, which I personally felt was Watkins, so you can unlock next season and the season after, and the squad building that would eventually happen. He hasn't got the credit in the bank. We came 15th last season, right? As much as INEOS can say they're behind him, if we're fucking 15th again this season, he's gone. Whether it's his fault or somebody else's fault or whatever, that's the case. So when people are but look at the age, it's definitely no. I genuinely believe he had to be successful this season. Now, there's still loads of areas that United are going to have to improve. Midfield, after watching that Everton game, fucking Christ. There's still question marks about the goalkeeper. There's still question marks about who's the ideal fit for the right wing-back spot. It's not as obvious as for me, the 9 is the priority, right? It is a priority, but it's not the only thing that is required. There's still a lot of other positions that have to be improved. But this is massive. The bid has gone in. Ornstein reckons that United are the preference. We'll have to wait and see. But this one could move fast. By Friday, we might have an answer. Who knows? Anyway, I'll throw the link in the description. If you want to come and watch what we're up to with Paddock, check that out. Otherwise, I did a talk in Alabama a couple of weeks ago. And also all the questions I've been getting on the fitness journey stuff, all of that information is on Patreon, and the full talks are on Patreon, my full PDFs of my training program, Stretford Paddock FC's game model, and the talk that I did about youth development. All of those you can watch and you can see the PDFs of in Patreon. So if you want to support the channel, get some extra content, we have got loads coming out on there, by the way, then hit the link in the description, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.